My name is Veena and I am one of the implementation and training specialists here at EduSpot. In today's webinar, I'm going to focus on dinners and I'll go through some of the common ways schools use this facility. So with regards to dinners, the first initial dinner setup, the cost of the dinners, adding the pupils into the register, this will all need to be set up by somebody in our SchoolMoney support team or training team. So if you don't already have the dinner set up and would like to see how this works, please contact us and we can obviously go through these options with you. So first of all, I'm going to start off by showing you how to create the weekly dinner register stroke payment. So regardless of whether you use the dinner register or the cashless catering till, now the cashless catering till is an additional bolt-on, you must always set up your register payments on a weekly basis through the dinner register, which I'll show you in a moment. However, if you want to, you can set up enough weeks to cover the whole term in advance as well if you want to, especially if you are doing pre-bookings and would like parents to have the control and want them to choose in advance the days they would like their child to have a hot meal in school. Now, I don't advise setting up more than a term in advance, as firstly, this payment screen will look busy. And secondly, if a new child starts school partway through the term, then they will also need to be added into any weeks that you have already created. You don't need to have the cashless catering option to do pre-bookings. So I'm going to show you now how to create the weekly register. So all you need to do is go to the dinner register tab. There are some filters here in the top left-hand corner. The first one being where it's got school lunches, you're going to see the different registers that you have set up, and I've got here school lunches and staff lunches. Then you've got the date next to that. So if you want to, you can obviously set up a week in the future. So all you do to change the date is click on the grey button, use the calendar to look at dates in the future, and then set the date for whichever week you want to. And click OK. Then you've got a filter drop down. So from there, you can filter for your year groups and your forms, and also some groups that you might have set up yourself. And click OK. Once you have filtered correctly, you can also select the weekday drop downs, which are here in the grey bar. So you've got the Monday drop down, Tuesday drop down. And if you do need to block out any days, you can do that by marking it as a holiday or an insider, or even as a school trip if it is just for one year group or class. Now, this is really important if you are doing pre-bookings, as you may have certain days you do need to block out so parents cannot book anything. And obviously, if you are going to block it out, just mark it in as a holiday. And then all you now do is click on Save in the bottom right-hand corner. So by saving a blank register, you're creating a payment for that week. And then click OK. So once that payment is saved, if you click on the F5 option on your keyboard, that will refresh your page and that will take you back to the payment screen. You can use the payment type drop down to filter for dinner money, and you can see the weeks that you've created. So this is the one that I've just created. Once you have set up this week, you might want to make some changes to this payment itself. For example, making it live, adding or removing children, which I'll go through as well with you. So to do that, all you do is double click into the payment. To make the payment online, you've got that here in the top green bar on the right hand side. You have to switch it on. Yeah, or if you leave it switched off, your parents can't see it, so they can't book for their dinners. So always advisable to leave it switched on if you are doing pre-bookings as well. If you do need to add or remove any children, then you have got the option here in the bottom left hand corner where it's got managed students. You might want to take out your year 6, so you just filter for year 6 and remove the ones that you don't want, or click on remove all. And you might want to add in your new reception. So again, just filter for the year group, and any ones that are on the left hand side, you just click on the add button next to their names. Yeah. And then once you've done that, it's just save in that window. Click OK. And then you have also got the option in the bottom left hand corner to text, email parents to let them know that they can go online, obviously start paying for it or make any bookings. Now, if you are using the cashless catering tool, then you will have an extra option, which is here, the catering drop down here, and you will need to choose the menu that you would like your parents to see, obviously during that week. Even if you're not doing pre-bookings, you will still need to choose your menu in the Cashless Catering till this is also available there. So I'm just going to choose menu 1 and then just save it. So that's how you set up a week through the register and obviously make any changes. I'm now going to show you how to mark the dinners through the register. And this option is for schools that need to know if a child is having a hot dinner in school or bringing sandwiches from home. So I'm just going to close out of this payment and we're going to go back to the dinner register. Again, filter as you need to by clicking on these drop downs, selecting the date, etc. Just going to leave it for this week. To begin with, once you've done all these filtering, there is a color key in the top right hand corner which shows you what each color represents. The color green, that shows that they need to pay for a dinner. If you see a blue box, that's your free school meal children, and the brown ones are your universal infant free. Any purple boxes mean sandwiches from home. You have also got the parent book option, so if you are doing pre-bookings, the colored boxes will also have an orange outline around it to show that the parents have booked themselves online. If, again, you are doing pre-bookings, when you come into the register, these white boxes will have a colored box, as you can see, but it will also have an orange outline around it to show that the parents have booked themselves online. Now, your parents will only have up until midnight the night beforehand to make any bookings or changes to their bookings unless that payment has been switched off by yourself. On the day itself, if the parent does need to book a meal for their child, they will contact yourself and you can mark a dinner in for them if you want to. And all you do to mark a dinner in is just click on the white box. And then depending on whether they're free school meals, universal, etc., they'll get the relevant color boxes. So if they get a hot dinner, which is a green, blue or brown box, you can click over the box again, which will make it go purple, and that means sandwiches from home. And then again, if you do it one more time, it goes white, and that means they're absent or they're not having a dinner. In the same way, if they default to a purple box, but actually they've forgotten their sandwiches, you can click on the purple box and it will default to either a green, blue or brown box. Again, depending on whether they're free, universal or paying. So once you've made those changes, you just click on the save button in the bottom right hand corner. And then those children, it will generate a cost for those pupils if you have marked in a green box for them. If you don't currently use a pre-bookings option and want to manage the dinners yourself in school, then assuming the pupil dinner preferences have pulled through from Sims or you have manually added them within the admin section of SchoolMoney, which I will show you a little later, you will have the option to mark off all students with their dinner preferences in one go. So I'll show you how to do this. All you need to do is click on the weekday drop down and then click on select all, and they should all get their default options. And again, if you need to make any changes, you just click on the colored boxes and then it should just change. There we go. However you want it to be. And then again, just save it in the bottom right hand corner. So once the register has been saved, we'll just wait for that to save. You will see some columns here on the right hand side. If you're not doing pre-booking, then your parents have got the option to top up online. And if they have put a credit towards dinner money, you will see in this column over here where it's got paid in advance, how much credit they have for dinner money. And when you start marking their dinners in, it will start reducing down. Anyone that hasn't paid in advance will be in the arrears column, and they're the children that obviously the parents that you can then start chasing if you need to. You might also see some pupils that have a fork and knife next to their name. This is their dietary requirements. Again, I'll show you how to add that in the admin section when we have a look at that section as well. And then also in the bottom left-hand corner, you've got some figures where it's got dinners taken. So the numbers in black, that's going to be your total hot dinners. And the numbers in blue, that's going to be your free school meals and your universal together out of your hot dinners. But if you do need that separating, there are reports which also does that for you as well. Now, you might have the whole school on this register, but if you just want to see the people that have got a dinner marked in, you can click on this book status drop down and look at the show bookings only. And everybody else will kind of disappear from that printout or the print screen. And then if you do want to, you can click on the print option here in the bottom right hand corner. And there are several different types of printouts that you can do. One of the options is a register printout. So from this register printout, this will basically print out the register exactly how you see it, but you can also select whether to include cost information as well as seeing or hiding free school meals or universal status. The other option on there is daily kitchen stats. So this report will give you the number of dinners for each class for whichever day you choose. And again, you can choose whether you want to include or exclude dietary information on that printout. And the last option in that drop down is full meal catering. Now this option is only available to the cashless catering schools. You can also do a printout through the register, and you can have a breakdown by the form or the year group, and again choose to include any dietary information as well if you want to. So I'm just going to close out of here, and that's the dinner register. So I'm now going to move on to the cashless catering till. You will only have this tab here visible on your screen if you have obviously opted in for this bolt-on, and it is an additional cost. If you do want some more information on this, please contact us. So we'll just have a look at the cashless catering till now. Now, cashless catering can be used in different ways. Some schools might want parents to pre-book their dinners online and choose exactly what their child will be eating for each day in advance. Some schools might choose to have the meal options in each class on an interactive whiteboard and allow the children to choose themselves each morning. There are several different ways, and it's your choice how you choose to do this. And again, if you do want more information on this, please contact us. Now, assuming you have set up your weeks through the dinner register and attached the catering menu to the dinner payment on the payments tab, then from the dinners drop-down option, you will see any weeks that you've already created. And I created that week in September. But I'm just going to leave it on this week. And then you should see the dates drop-down. And this will default to the date that you're on, but again, you can choose a date in the future if you want to as well. You can also filter by the gender, and then you will see your year groups and forms on the left-hand side as well. So I'm just going to select a year group. And then on the right-hand side, you should see your children there. Now, if you are doing pre-booking, parents have booked online in advance, then those children's pictures will be grayed out like you see here. Okay, so if anybody's already ordered a dinner, they'll be grayed out like this. Okay, and if they haven't, then they won't be grayed out. If you are choosing a meal for the child, or the child is selecting it themselves, all they do is select on their face, and the options will appear that are available to them. Okay, now all you do is select the option that they want to eat, and it will move across to the right-hand side of the page, and the cost will be added as well to the bottom. And then all you then do is click on checkout. And when you do that, that child's image should also go grey. When the dinners have been chosen through the cashless catering till, this will also automatically mark off the dinner register for you. So this just means that you do not have to duplicate your work, and all the costs are automatically calculated. And if you choose a meal for a free school meal child or a universal infant free child, it will ignore the cost of the item totally and mark the child as blue or brown on the register, creating no cost. Now with the cashless catering till as well, you have also got this color selections option here in the bottom right. So this basically just at a glance shows you which children have selected which types of dinners added by different colors. So I'll show you how to add in the different colors when we go to the admin section, but it's just a visual option for you just to see how many meat options there are or veg options there are. So if I just select year 5 and then go for year 5 in there as well, you can see the different colored options here. So the blue ones are my fish, and then I've got meat and then veg. So it will just show you how many of each options you've got. So that's how that works. I'm going to click on the back button. There are several other reports which I'll go through the report section in a short while. However, through the cashless catering till, there are a couple of reports that you can access from here as well. So one of the reports on there is the catering report. This will show you what dinners have been ordered, obviously for today, but you can change these dates if you want to, if you are looking for a date in the future, and you can also change the relevant filters as well if you want to. So this will show you the different options, whether they're paid for, free, universal, and also the totals of each item. What you can do as well though, is in the bottom left-hand corner, you can get a breakdown by the student, and also if you need to, show any dietary requirements as well, which will be on the right-hand side. If you just want to see all your free school meal children, then you can also select that through here, and then universal as well. So it just depends on how you want to display it. And then if you need to, you can print it off or export it into Excel. Just going to come out of that. Okay, we've also got the Dinner Menu Weekly report here in the bottom right-hand corner as well. But like I said, both of these reports can be accessed through the report section, but these are also displayed here. So with this report, this is just the weekly figures, and obviously you can look at a previous week if you want to. But what this shows you is your total number of paid meals for each day of this week, how many were free, universal and packed lunches from home, the total cost, how much money you've received, and the balance that's still left to be paid. So that's everything for the cashless catering till. We're going to now move on to the cashier tab, and I'm going to show you how to record any payments in the school office. When you're in this till, where it's got type student here, you're going to find the child that you want to mark the money against. Hopefully Portia's got some outstanding payments. Yes, she does. But even if she doesn't, you can select the payments on the left-hand side that a mum wants to mark the money against. And then on the right-hand side, if she did have any arrears, it will show you here where it's got the amount. You can see the due date, the status, and a drop-down where it's got action. You've got these several options over here, so you can choose how they're going to pay you. So I'm going to click on Pay Add Credit by Check. You add in the amount that they want to give to you. So if they want to put £50 against dinner money, you change that to £50. Payment notes and details, might be any useful information that will help you in the school. So maybe the check number or anything that might be relevant to you. They will automatically get sent an email receipt, and then you just click OK. Now, because Portia doesn't owe any money for dinner money, that money will just sit here in the top right-hand corner where it's got parenting credit by. And if you did want to, you can click on the £50. If she does have a sibling and mum wants to split the money, you can transfer it to sibling as well if you want to. There are other options as well that you can obviously use in the cashier tab. So again, in the drop down, you can also do Pay Add Credit by Cash, which works in the same way. And then you have also got Pay Add Credit by debit or credit card. You don't need any kind of electronic devices. So all you need to do again is type in the figure that they want to put on their card, click OK. It will bring up the Pay by Card screen, and then you just need to add in the cardholder's name, card number, expiry date, and the last three numbers on the back of the card, and then click on Pay. If somebody has got some credit, that will automatically go against their dinner money as and when you start marking the dinners in. But if they did want to kind of use it for something else, then you have also got the option in the drop down to click on Pay by Credit. So they're the main things that I wanted to go through in the cashier tab with you. We're going to have a look at some of the reports in the reports section. So just go down to reports, and we're just going to scroll down to the dinners and catering section. So there is a dinner arrears report. This report will show you anyone that's got any arrears for dinner money for this academic year. Now you can use your filters in the bottom left hand corner if you are going to obviously look for any previous year arrears. If I just change that to all, it might bring up some more payments, or it might not. But you can filter it however you want to see it. And then if there is somebody on the list that you don't want to chase because you know why they can't afford to pay you right now, you just untick them and then click on the Chase Overdue button, and then you can send those parents reminders. Now anywhere where you see the hashtag in front of the word, that word will automatically get converted to the description or the amount that that person needs to pay, so you won't need to change that yourself. The system will generate that for you. You can edit the message if you want to, but you have got a limit of 160 characters with your text, so just keep that in mind when you do edit the message. And then all you would do now is click on Send Reminders. But we're just going to cancel out of that and then click on the back button. So we looked at the catering report and the dinner money weekly report through the cashless catering till, but like I said, they are also accessible from here. You have also got the free school meals report. So anybody that's entitled to free school meals, they will be listed here. And again, you can print it off or export it into Excel. And again, I'll show you when we get to the admin section where that information is added in. Click on the back button. Now the dinner money council banking report, this kind of works in the same way as a dinner money weekly report. However, it allows you to change the dates. So if you are looking for a monthly figure or a daily figure, you can then just change the dates to a date range of your choice, and then it will show you how many dinners have been taken between that date range. So I think we did. Let's go for the third. So the cost, how many free meals, universal and packed lunches. And then again, you can break it down if you want to by year group or form as well if you want to. We've got the medical and dietary information report. This will show anyone that's got any dietary information and any medical information that you might have added in yourself. And again, I'll show you where that's added in when we get to the admin section. Also in this section, you've got the Dinner Money Weekly Summary. With this one, this gives you a simplified breakdown of the number of meals taken on a daily basis and the cost that have been accumulated by each form or year group. This report splits the meals into daily paid and free meals as well. But again, you can use your filters if you want to just kind of look for a previous week or display it by year group or form group, however you want to see it. All these reports kind of work in the same way. The Dinner Money Weekly, Dinner Money Weekly Summary, and the Council Banking, like I said, just displays this information in a different way. So it just depends on what you want to see and how you want it to be displayed. But like I said, they all kind of work the same way. So they're all the reports that I wanted to go through in the report section. We're going to have a look at the admin section now. So just click on the admin tab. So the first option on here is parent options. If you wanted to, you can change your default dinner top-up amount. This will be visible to parents if you have given them the option to top up online. And you can change this amount to whatever amount you want to. Normally schools will do the weekly amount for their dinners or sometimes even the termly amount. But regardless of what amount you put in there, they can obviously pay less if they want to, and they can pay more as well if they want to. On the back button. And if we go to school options, so there's lots of options in this section over here, especially if you're using the Cashless Catering tool. Here you've got some extra features. So you've got show FSM status. So if you choose this option, then that just allows you to choose whether this information will be seen on the Cashless Catering tool or not. So if you don't want them to see the FSM status, untick that. Display cost. So again, if you want it to display the cost for the FSM and UIFSM students, then again, tick that. If you don't tick that, then it will just have a 0 cost next to their name. Okay, you've got include archive payments. If you tick this box, it shows you all the weeks in the Cashless Catering tool, whether they've been archived or not. So if you don't want to see it, make sure you tick that box. There are other options here as well. So you've got charge FSM, UIFSM when daily spend exceeds. So you can put a limit in here. So when they reach their limit, they'll start getting charged for it. You can also do a student or staff cap. So again, when they reach that amount, again, they can't spend any more. And then also you've got the student item limit per register. So obviously if you want to just limit them to buying just one item per day, then you would just change that to 1. So they can't choose, I don't know, fish and chips and then also bangers and mash. So you can choose how many they can choose per register as well if you want to. Also here on the right hand side, you've got dinners and club payment options. So normally this will be set up for you during your training session, but if it's not been done, you can tick the box where it's got set dinner references automatically. And what that will do is when you set up your weekly register, that will automatically put the week commencing as your reference. And you can also add in a default due date for your dinners. So you can change this to a Monday, for example, if you wanted to. And as soon as Monday passes, your parents will automatically be in arrears. So it just depends on whether you want them to be in arrears straight away or whether you want to wait until Friday. And then lastly on here, you've got dinner options. So if you are using the dinner register just for cost purposes, you have also got the option to show vegetarian meal preference. So what this means is if you have got the option to choose whether it's a meat or veg option, this can also be done through the dinner register. But if you have got more than meat or veg options, so for example, you've got meat, veg, jacket potato, paid sandwich, then you will need the Cashless Catering tool for that. But if it is just the meat or veg, then that can be added into the register without Cashless Catering. So we're going to click on the back button, click on OK, and just go into the student's icon. Just going to double click on a child's name. So this is the child's profile, and this is where additional information can be added in. So you can add in any medical information if you want to. And then at the bottom, you've got school dinners. If these little tick boxes are ticked, then in the register, they will default to a hot dinner in school. But if they are unticked, they will default to a sandwich from home. So if you've got children where they have sandwiches Monday, Tuesday, Friday, then just untick Monday, Tuesday, Friday. So it depends on how you want to do that. If you've got children that have free school meals, you can tick the free school meals tick box and add in their entitlement start and end dates. And then also you can add in any dietary information as well if you want to. So I'm just going to come out of there, click on the back button, and I'm going to scroll down to dinners. So this option where it's got dinner items, this is for the cashless catering schools. And this is where you can add in your menu options. So if you do want to add in a new item, all you do is click on the add button in the bottom right hand corner and then just fill out this information. So the item name is what your parents can see online if you are pre-booking, but also this is what's displayed on the interactive whiteboards as well. So if it is going to be bangers and mash, type in bangers and mash. And then the price for that item. You can also include any allergy information if you want to.